Hello, listeners. Happy Sunday. We're here with another bonus for you. This time, another top 10 favorites list. This time, the 90s, our personal favorite top 10 films of the 1990s. Arguably the best decade in film to some.
Yeah.
A lot of big names came out of this decade. Richard Linklater, Quentin Tarantino, the Coen brothers, Frank Darabont. Just unbelievable. And it was the birth of Pixar. It was... Oh, my God. And like our past two, the 2010s and the 2000s, we're going to do two individual lists, mine and Austin's. We're going to back and forth it and just talk about the 10 films that we absolutely adore from this decade.
Yeah, which is very, very difficult.
Yeah.
To I would say mutually this is our favorite decade, right?
Yeah.
I really adore the 70s, but the 90s is I've seen a lot from that. I think you feel the same way. And I know you have a personal attachment to the 80s.
Yeah.
Because you have a lot of personal favorites in that.
True.
And I feel the way about the 70s. So I think when we do those, we'll see. It'll be a lot of fun. I think we're going to see a lot of differences in those. But this one, like you said, it's kind of currently in 2020, the guys that I look at as the masters of the game,
they came out of this decade.
They kind of came out of here or found their bread and butter here, like the Coens. And then you have the birth of Quentin Tarantino as a filmmaker. You have the birth of Paul Thomas Anderson as a filmmaker. It's insane. It's an insane time. Not to mention that Martin Scorsese has some of his best work. It's unreal. And I think you mentioned Pixar.
Yeah.
Computers came to be a thing and really got involved in movies and
CGI became usable.
Yeah. It's a big deal. So it's so hard to choose from this decade because there's so many favorites, of course, because that's how it's going to be for every decade. But it was the diversity of films here. There's films that are about monsters. There's horror films. There's the comedies in the 90s are so the Dumb and Dumbers, the Adam Sandler stuff. All these things that are hard to fit into your top 10 list, but you're like, man, I love what a time. So this is going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, indeed.
I can't wait to see. I think we both predicted that we'll have the most overlay in this top 10.
Absolutely.
Meaning I think we're both going to have maybe 4 or 5 of the same films, but it's going to be very interesting to see where we have them.
Oh, for sure. And I think without further ado, let's get started. I'm Connor Eyzaguirre.
And I'm Austin Johnson.
And welcome to Filmgazm. So, let's begin.
Yeah. I've gone first the both other times. I'll let you finish off.
Okay.
So my number 10, I believe, will be on yours. Maybe not. It's going to be from 1991, the Best Picture winner, actually, Silence of the Lambs.
Yep, that was quick.
Yeah. So where's that for you?
That is my number 5.
All right. So what I want to do here with that is we're going to really talk about that one later. That's your number 5. So yeah, Silence of the Lambs, incredible. It's actually my only Best Picture winner. Yeah.
Mine too.
Yeah, cool. All right. So that's at your number 5, mine 10. So we'll let you get to your 10 and we'll talk about Silence of the Lambs in more depth later.
Okay.
If that's fine with you.
Yeah, we can do it that way, sure. So my number 10 is a personal favorite I've loved my entire life. It's kind of a horror film, kind of an action film, kind of a fantasy film. Depends on really how you look at it and what age you watch it. 1999's The Mummy.
Hell yeah, I knew that was coming somewhere. All right, good start.
The start of Brendan Fraser as an action star, the true start of Rachel Weisz's career, and a fun movie. It's just such an entertaining watch. They did such a smart job. Steven Sommers did such a smart job of remaking this. It was the Universal classic from 1932, starring Karloff, revamped for a modern audience using Arnold Vosloo as Imhotep, an actor who I don't think got enough credit for his awesome performance. And it's funny, it's scary, it gave me nightmares as a kid, but it also made me laugh, and it stayed with me my whole life.
Entertaining as hell.
Yeah. I've played the PlayStation 1 video game. I've had that for years. It's terrible, but it's really fun. It's a pain in the ass. I still haven't beat it my entire life. I was playing it earlier today, actually. But yeah, and I love the sequel, The Mummy Returns, just as much. And the third one can bite me. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
I wasn't ready for that. That's hilarious.
They tried to remake it in 2017 with Tom Cruise, and it just crashed and burned really hard because it was awful. Because this is the kind of lightning in a bottle super cheese that you can't capture again. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Love it. That's a fantastic start. Knew that was coming. Have you seen that in theaters?
I did. Yeah.
The Mummy?
I took my cousin, Miles, shout out, to see the Mummy movie party last year sometime. And it was really fun.
Yeah.
They gave us some kind of, I think, like a little scared beetle. And they had a mummy wrapping contest. It was fun. It was really fun.
It's fantastic.
It's cool seeing that on the big screen.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. So, for 1999, I wrote for the website, for Filmgazm, I wrote my top 5 1999.
Yeah.
Do you have any other 1999s on here?
I don't.
Wow. Okay, so my question now is, since they won't spoil anything, what's your second favorite movie from 1999 off the top of your head? So you got, Matrix, Fight Club, you got, what else is going on? Talented Mr. Ripley, Office Space, you got American Pie, it's just like a legendary year. I'm curious to know what your second favorite would be.
Second favorite is probably The Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
That's a wild movie.
That's my third favorite. Yeah. I love Fight Club. That's my second.
Fight Club's great. Fight Club is great. But there's something about some movies I've had with me my whole life, and it's really tough to, branch off of that.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to be in my favorites forever.
I feel you. Yeah.
And The Matrix is one of those, but every other movie on this list eclipses that just ever so slightly.
Hell yeah. Well, that's the point of it, man.
11, The Matrix is
there you go. I love that. Love that. All right. Well, number 9, shall we?
All right.
My number 9 will be 1993's Menace to Society.
Oh.
Written and directed by the Hughes brothers. That would be Alan and Albert Hughes. Starring Lorenz Tate, Tyron Turner. That's not really the point. Jada Pinkett Smith. The storytelling here is the point.
Yeah.
Menace to Society is as in-depth and thought-provoking as it gets. Storytelling of a specific time and place. South Central Los Angeles. 90s. Obviously, huge moment in the rap industry and what's going on culture-wise. And this movie is a little bit more like, actually, this is what it's like to live here, that sort of thing. This is what it's like to grow up here, the things you have to kind of deal with. I've adored this movie ever since I saw it. It scares the shit out of me, honestly. As it should. It has moments in it that are supposed to kind of rock you. I know you saw this recently, so
yes.
What do you think of Menace to Society?
I thought it was a great look into that kind of life, especially I grew up in a mountain town in Maryland. I know nothing of this world, and to see kind of a look through the window in such a raw, unapologetic way, I thought it was really brilliant. And admittedly, though, for me, I always look at every movie from a story and creative standpoint. That's just the way I think.
Yeah.
It did drag a little bit at times, but I did get into it, and I did find something there. It took me a while. I'm not going to lie. But I think around the end of the second act, I started to get invested, and then once our main character turns his back on the pregnant woman, then I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
It just got really dark.
Yeah, so the main character is, Kane and his buddy O-Dog. I mean, the film opens up with a brutal scene of them robbing a convenience store and murdering the people who run it. And it, immediately kind of is either like, you're in or you're out. This is the kind of...
But in that scene, the convenience store clerks are super racist to them.
Horrible.
Following them around and telling them not to steal and get out of our store. And they reacted horribly.
Saying stuff about their moms. Yeah.
So
disrespecting them, disrespect both ways. Yeah. No, it is a very gray movie.
Very much.
It is not a like, that's the point. That's why I like it, because there are far too many movies that leave you like, it's gonna be okay. That is just not how it is sometimes.
The main theme of that movie that I got from it was disrespect. Like, everyone's a dick. And that's just kind of the way life works sometimes.
And, Kane says what goes around comes around.
There are no heroes.
Yeah. I find the performances, Samuel Jackson has a performance at the beginning of the film. That's captivating as hell. It's just one of those movies that kind of course the goal is to take, I want to be taken away, but it really brings you into a world that, like you said, you're from like the mountains. These are not from the mountains in Maryland. Kona.
Oh my God.
I just, it's different. It's just a way different setting and vibe to be inside of.
But I love seeing stories from parts of society that I know nothing about.
Yeah.
Because then I feel like I know a little bit more.
Agreed. Yeah. And then not to mention the soundtrack. My God.
Oh my, yeah.
My God. I find a lot of these 90s movies to just have, just unbelievable soundtracks. And Menace to Society is one of those, yeah. It's a great movie. I'm really glad you got to watch it. I encourage anyone who likes good storytelling to go check it out.
Right on, man.
What's your number 9?
My number 9 is the debut film from Pixar Studios, 1995's Toy Story.
Yes.
One of my all-time favorite animated movies, a true gem that could have made or destroyed an entire industry, depending on its quality. And it was so good, it changed the landscape for animated films. Nobody had ever done this before, a completely, fully computer-generated movie. And thanks to the vocal performances of Tom Hanks and Tim Allen and John Ratzenberger and Wallace Shawn and Don Rickles, this movie was so funny and so endearing. And it came out the year I was born, 1995.
Yes.
So I grew up with Toy Story and Toy Story 2. And then when Toy Story 3 came out, I was in the middle of high school on my way to college. So it's kind of reflected my life, this franchise, which is pretty remarkable. No other franchise has done that, except maybe Harry Potter. But Toy Story, still to this day, is really funny and really smart and just enjoyable.
Absolute gem.
It's a heartwarming movie. It's
Absolute
about friendship and family and finding your place in the world.
Yeah. Hey, if I had a animated film in my top, it would most certainly be Toy Story or A Bug's Life. I love both of those. But yeah, Toy Story is, like you said, we were both born in 95, and it just has stayed with us.
Yeah.
All the way till just a few months back.
Toy Story 4, which was really good.
One of like my top 20 films of the year. Yeah, it was great. So it's an important part of our life for sure. And it's not just that, it's good.
It is really good.
Damn good and damn funny.
It's still like, even, I watched it a couple months ago. It doesn't look poorly animated.
No.
It hasn't lost any of that.
Pixar.
That's pretty amazing.
Pixar is gorgeous.
Because there's a lot of 90s like Disney movies that don't hold up anymore. Like Pocahontas. But Toy Story still has it. It still has that Pixar spark that no other animated studio knows how to do. It's amazing. Every single one of their films has such a raw wave of emotion that is just incredible.
Yeah.
Everything they've done has had that needle right into your heart.
That oomph.
Yeah. Even their sequels. Right on. I love Pixar.
Me too. All right. Well, number 8 here. I don't think you've seen this one. It'd be 1991, Linklater's Slacker.
I have not.
That'd be Linklater's first film, technically. He had some shorts and whatnot. The guy's a genius. He's in this one as well, which is cool. He's in the first scene. So the film is very basic. It is, say you and I are talking right now, right? And the camera is focused on both of us. And then I'm like, all right, man, I got to go. The camera decides to stay with you or go with me. Decides to go with me. So now I go down the stairs and I go in my car and I drive and I go meet someone for coffee. Now the camera's with me and that guy having coffee. And the camera goes with that guy after we're done having coffee. So it never stops. Keeps moving. It's just a day in Austin, Texas. So it's downtown Austin. There's sites that you might recognize. This is early 90s, but there might be streets you recognize. Very cool movie. Very cool idea. I've always looked at this as inspiration for myself. Like, I can do that. I can do that and make something interesting with just You don't need millions of dollars. You know, you can just me and you. You know, like let's hash it out. Let's figure out something with our conversation. There's specific scenes I adore from this that it's not just them talking, that's what they're saying, of course. There's a guy who's obsessed with the JFK assassination, and he's at the library telling this girl about all these books, and she's like, all right, man, you know, like, it's not really what I'm looking for, you know, and she like moves on, and there's like another guy who's like, man, you know, like, it's just all 90s culture, of course, you know, and things that have happened in the past then, you know, nothing fascinating time capsule almost, where it literally is a day in the life of Austin, Texas. I adore Linklater. Is like we mentioned him earlier. He's one of those guys that arrived, was born in the 90s for filmmaking, and then really arrived, you know, Days Confused, you know, I mean, just Before Sunrise, you know, and then he moves on to School of Rock and Bad News Bears and Boyhood and Everybody Wants Him. He's the man, you know, and this I've always said is my favorite movie by him. I still stand by that. It's his bread and butter. It's like that's what he's best at, is just that simplicity. Let's just talk, me and you. Like, let's just figure something out. And that's what I love about him. And I think, yeah, Slackers, it's at its best.
Right on, man. One of my favorite things about the 90s is it was the first decade where people realized that they could just go out and make a movie with their friends.
Yeah.
The invention of digital video, you know, encouraged filmmakers like Linklater and Kevin Smith and Robert Rodriguez to do new things on the cheap.
Yeah.
And it showed that for the first time, anybody can do this.
Yeah.
If you just believe in the work.
And then there's an audience for everything.
Exactly.
Like Clerks. You close to Clerks? You like Clerks?
I love Clerks.
Yeah. I almost put it on this list. I love Clerks. And it's just stupid. You know, it's just people. And, you know, I've got friends who would say like, you know, at the end of the day, like I still want like there to be cinematography and like something at work and like things going on. And yes and no. I mean, I like to have, I want difference. Yeah. I want to have that athletic type filmmaking where it's like all over the place, like Roger Deakins. And I want to have the simple, just look at this guy's face.
Yeah.
I want to have both. What's wrong with a little bit
El
of both?
Mariachi is Rodriguez with a video camera for like 15 grand.
Yeah.
And it's a badass movie.
Yeah. No, I need to let you borrow this. I mean, you know, I've owned it forever. I need to let you borrow it so you can just kind of dive in. I also, on the DVD I have of Slacker, it has some cool bonuses. It has a couple of the shorts from the 80s. Cool. So really cool. Yeah. Awesome stuff. He's just thinking a little bit outside the box, which I appreciate, you know, as cliche as that is, I appreciate that. So, all right. Yeah. Fantastic. What's your number 8?
My number 8 is a horror comedy, the third installment of Sam Raimi's Evil Dead trilogy, 1992's Army of Darkness.
Very nice.
Bruce Campbell plays Ash Williams, badass zombie fighter, killer of the Deadites, gets sucked into a time portal, ends up in the Middle Ages where he is the prophesized one who has to help these idiots, these primitive screwheads, take down the Deadite horde. And it's fucking awesome. It's one of the most entertaining films ever made. It is so great. Bruce Campbell at his finest.
I can echo that, yeah. I'm staring at a poster.
Oh, yeah. I've got Evil Dead shit all over this apartment. It's one of my favorite. It might be my favorite horror franchise. And it's...
that's totally fair.
Sam Raimi did wonders with that. Evil Dead 1 and 2 are fucking great, but Army of Darkness is his masterpiece.
Yes. Yes, definitely a contender for my list, for sure. For sure. Hard to pass up.
I got to see that on the big screen as well.
Nice.
I got that foam chainsaw up there. I got a foam chainsaw from the Draft House. And
you gave me one of you. I think you had an extra one. Yeah.
I've done a couple of. I've seen Evil Dead 2 twice, so I get foam chainsaws all the time.
Just got a pile of them. Yeah. Add it to the pile.
And I've actually met Bruce Campbell on 3 separate occasions.
Oh yeah.
It was pretty sweet. And
didn't you win you won a trivia that one time?
I did. Yeah, I won San Antonio's installment of Last Fan Standing, Bruce Campbell's traveling trivia contest.
So cool.
Where I got to meet the man and answer nerd trivia questions for prizes.
The man.
And I won the show. And
of course you did.
Autographed poster and a whole bunch of cool shit. And yeah, for any Texas listeners out there, I am the undisputed king nerd of San Antonio. So bring it on.
Challenge.
I have a certificate from the man himself. Yeah, Army Darts. Bring it on.
Email at neilbeforezod or asjohnson1995.
Oh yeah.
Gmail. If you really want to, if you want to battle at some trivia, we'll set that up.
Or you just go straight to filmgazm@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Or, hit us up on Twitter, Facebook,
Instagram.
if you think you've got what it takes.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's ever coming back in town to do that, but I got to defend my title.
Yeah, of course you do. and we want more and more people to come out, The more challengers, the better.
And he's the coolest, nicest dude.
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell's the man.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Cool. All right, moving on.
Wow. All right. Getting down to the nitty gritty here. Number 7. That would be, for me, this is my favorite Wes Anderson movie. 1996, Bottle Rocket. His first film. And it's written by himself and Owen Wilson. Owen Wilson, this movie bombed bad. People walked out of the, initial screenings. Didn't understand it. People were like, what the fuck is going on? Owen Wilson's like, well, this isn't for me, obviously. So he enlisted to be in the Marines. And something happened. It got some sort of audience. Bottle Rocket did. It was like a miracle that, and just caught wave. And
wow.
Now, obviously now it's looked at as it's Wes's first movie, and of course I bought it just because I'm a big fan, when I watched, Budapest Hotel that came out, 2014, 15? Yeah.
14.
So, big deal. I'm 19 years old and I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome. I have to see everything he's done. And he immediately became one of the guys, he's like an auteur, Moonrise Kingdom and Darjeeling.
Yet another amazing director that came out of the 90s.
Exactly. He has Bottle Rocket first and then Rushmore in 98 and then Royal Tenenbaums in 01. Wow, here's this guy. This is my favorite that he's done. It was hard to not put this higher. I feel really, really connected to it. I quote it all the time, but no one knows what I'm talking. No one knows what I'm talking about. Not a lot of people that I guess I know have seen it. I try to share it with my friends and my brothers and whatnot, and try to share the good news of Bottle Rocket. But it to me is
spread the word.
It is it's a comedy, for sure, but it's so damn dry that
Well, that's Wes Anderson.
Yeah, but this one even more than all the others is comedy. I think Rushmore's comedy, but it definitely has the story, there's this kid and this older man who are in love with the same woman. Have you seen Rushmore? I don't know if I just...
No.
Oh, fuck. Sorry about that. Royal Tenenbaums you've seen?
No.
Royal Tenenbaums has some very, very dark moments.
I've only seen Grand Budapest and The Life Aquatic.
See, even Bottle Rocket, it's much more dry than I would say Budapest.
Okay.
Bottle Rocket is it's goofy as hell. But I don't know. I just connect with it. It's hard to explain. It's one of those that is just personal. I just love it.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you to see it. I think you're gonna crack up.
I'm sure I will.
Yeah. It's pretty Texan too. I tend to I'm from here. I tend to like that. I'm pretty, just like most of us, pretty prideful and arrogant about it. That's how we are. At least I'm willing to admit it. Most of us aren't. But I find a lot of pride in Linklater and Wes Anderson. I had Slacker and Bottle Rocket back to back. That's all I have of them though. So from here on out, it got really hard. But I'm telling you, Bottle Rocket was hard. You know what I'm talking about. There's movies that we haven't said that yet.
Oh yeah.
It was hard because it's hard to compare Bottle Rocket to those, because it's just so silly and so goofy. But I felt strong enough about it to put it there. So I love it, man. I can't say enough about it. How funny it is. Yeah, go check it out.
I will for sure. I'm long overdue on a Wes Anderson marathon.
Well, we'll do him for something. I'm obsessed, man. I think he, I think a lot of people think his is it's some of it's gimmicky and the symmetry, and I find that all to be hard, he must be doing that. He has that vision, obviously,
It's his style
of these box sets.
Yeah.
They're just gorgeous with all these colors. I like that. I don't, I just do. I've fallen for it. I've time and time again. Every one of his movies I adore. Yeah, something about it. So Bottle Rocket's that one that just stands out. Just over time, as I've seen them all like 20 times, Bottle Rocket's the one that stays with me.
That's great. Fantastic. Yeah. I'm going to get on that for sure.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Sure
I can't wait to quote it with you. Yeah.
All right.
A damn fool.
That was 7?
Yes, right. Sir.
My number 7 is... Yeah, all right, fine. I'll finally say it. It's my favorite Tim Burton movie.
Here we go.
1996's Mars Attacks.
Woo! I love it.
His underrated masterpiece that brings together Jack Nicholson, Michael J. Fox, Jack Nicholson again, dual roles, Annette Bening,
Yes.
Pierce Brosnan, Glenn Close, Natalie Portman, Tom Jones.
Come on.
It's great. Rod Steiger as just idiots dealing with an alien invasion. These Martians show up. They want to fuck everything up. They keep trying to cause a peaceful resolution, but the Martians are like, no, we're taking this shit. And it's so much fun. It's such a funny, quirky, weird movie based on a card game.
Yeah.
And it's, Danny Elfman, I think his score is chilling. It gives me the goosebumps every time I hear it. It's an absolute gem. And the reason it failed was because it came out the same year as Independence Day.
Yes.
And it was the deep impact to Armageddon,
Exactly.
It's one of those. But Mars Attacks is vastly superior to Independence Day, which I also love. But this movie is just so much fun. And it's awesome to see Jack Nicholson play both the president and a gambling tycoon.
Oh, yeah. No, Jack is great.
Jack's the man. My favorite story about this movie is that when Burton was putting this together, the production told him, all right, you can have Jack Nicholson, but you're not allowed to kill him. So what Burton did was he cast Jack Nicholson in 2 roles and killed him twice.
Burton the man. Young Burton was cool.
Burton, he'd already worked with Jack on Batman. So
exactly.
They had a camaraderie going. Danny DeVito's also in this as this asshole gambler.
Perfect.
Throwing craps while the president's making a historic speech about life discovered on Mars.
Yeah, it's always fun seeing DeVito and Nicholson together because of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
And there's so many interconnecting stories that no one really shares any screen time because there's 6 or 7 different stories.
Yeah.
But it's cool to see these Martians, which have a unique design of these, giant brain, all that shit. It's so great. Yeah, Mars Attacks has been one of my favorite movies.
Fantastic. I love that.
I had it on tape as a child. I went through a phase where I lost my DVD and I was devastated. I found it. Don't worry.
Don't worry about that. I got it.
All right.
Whew. Well, this next one, I got a feeling you definitely have.
Okay.
So that would be my number 6 is from 1994. That'd be The Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, overlap. Mm-hmm.
Where is that for you?
That's my number 2.
Woo! Woo! Alrighty then.
Yeah.
I figured. Wow. We just, Shawshank is obviously we feel very strongly about it. We just talked about it.
It's a beautiful film.
What episode was that?
That was our bonus for The Mist.
Yeah,
that was our last.
I'm gonna look it up officially, but yeah, I mean Shawshank. What?
We recorded that on New Year's Eve. We recorded half of it in 2019 and half of it in 2020, which is really
cool. It's bonus 28. Yeah.
Fantastic movie, wonderful episode, and for more on that you can check out our bonus. But when we went into great detail, but for now, oh my god, I'll let you tackle this one, and I'll do my thoughts when we get to number 2.
I still have 5 movies, obviously, but The Shawshank Redemption is the first one I saw out of any of them. Out of any of the top 6.
Really? The
Shawshank I saw. Yeah, I saw was pretty young, and I just immediately, that was one of the first good movies I saw where I was like, oh, that, all right. That they can do that, I didn't know who Tim Robbins was. I knew who Morgan Freeman was because of Not because of Morgan Freeman, but because of, like Bruce Almighty,
Yeah.
I don't think it's an understatement to say like it changed my life, because now I'm so obsessed with movies, and I still have the poster that I've had for ages. I've had the poster up, it's just so dear to me. Should have won Best Picture.
It should have.
Jesus H. Christ. There's another movie from this year that I think we're going to talk about again, but when we're talking about just fucking solid, good, complete for everybody can find something in it. Shawshank is it. It's the definition of that. People need to see Shawshank.
They do. It's
not just the best prison movie. It's like the best male camaraderie movie.
It's the highest rated film on IMDb.
Yeah. There's so much has been said about it. I don't even know what else to say about it. It's that sort of thing. And some way we found like an hour of content to talk about the movie. Obviously, the book. Stephen King. It's just this monstrous, beautiful, beautiful piece of art.
Yeah.
That I'll always hold. Yeah, very tight. Obviously, again, I have 5 more movies, and I know you feel it's hard. It's just really hard. Shawshank will always be there, though.
Yeah. It's never going away.
Even if it even if it got to that number 10 spot, I'd be like, no, I'm keeping it though. Like, it's not getting cut. I'll cut the one that's number 9.
It's at my number 2, so it's not going.
Yeah, I know you love it more than I do. Yeah, which is saying a lot. Yeah, it's a big one. It's a big one, that's for sure. So, what's your number 6 before we get into our top 5s? Because I know your 5 is Silence of the Lambs, so we'll kind of we'll get into it. Yeah.
My number 6 is the greatest sci-fi sequel ever made. 1991's Terminator 2: Judgment Day.
Beautiful.
The definitive film of the Terminator franchise, a film that showed the incredible capabilities of CGI with the T-1000, and an epic movie that has still never been topped. It peaked the franchise, and Terminator's been trying for 20 years, 30 years now, to get that back, and they can't. It just can't. James Cameron topped himself with that movie, and it's so good. I mean, despite the annoying Edward Furlong, you've got Linda Hamilton as a fucking badass. You've got Arnold as a good guy, which is really cool. The good guy Terminator versus Robert Patrick's super evil, sadistic T-1000.
Yes,
badass. Some incredible car chases, incredible action sequences. It's flawless. It's so much fun. And I went to its fan screening of that last November, which turned out to not be that. Turned out to be in actuality a surprise screening of the new Terminator, Dark Fate.
Yes.
Which blew my fucking mind at the time, so that was really cool. I was a little bummed I didn't get to see T2, but I got to see Terminator Dark Fate, which was really good. But yeah, T2 is, for me, leagues better than the first one, which is already great.
Yeah.
But this one was on a completely different level. Just the futuristic tone, the music, and still the CGI still works. It still looks great. That's incredible. That CGI, when they were just starting to figure it out from 1991, looks way better than fucking Cats, which came out last month.
Yeah. Not that long ago.
Yeah, amazing. James Cameron does like one film every 10 years, but when he does do a movie, he really fucking delivers.
Fucking hell he does.
The guy's kind of earned his ego. I mean, you look at the Terminator, Aliens, T2, The Abyss, Titanic, True Lies. Like the guy, he's a rock star. Enough said.
Beautiful. Love that pick. I was not ready for that one. Didn't predict that one in my head. That's why we do it.
I think the rest of my list you can pretty much predict. My top 5 is pretty, yeah. I'm sensing some overlap coming.
Yeah, well, I don't think this one at least. My number 5, before we get into your number 5, which we all know is Silence of the Lambs. My number 5 is going to be Paul Thomas Anderson's 1997 Boogie Nights.
Oh, hell yeah. Just watched that a couple days ago.
Yeah, I just watched it all the time. Boogie Nights is one of the most rewatchable movies in my life. I don't feel the 2 hour and 35 minute runtime at all. I don't find that to be something that bogs me down with PTA. because it's so rewarding. His characters are so fucking good.
True.
He writes for these actors. You know, I mean, come on, Boogie Nights. Do we want to go over the cast? Do we really? There's like 30 people. You know, I don't know if we have the time, but you know, Mark Wahlberg, Julianne Moore, Burt Reynolds, John C. Reilly, Nicole Ari Parker, Don Cheadle, Heather Graham, PSH, William H. Macy. Heather Graham. What, you know? Do I need to keep going? Who else am I forgetting? Alfred Molina. Who am I forgetting? Jesus, it is packed. Philip Baker Hall. Yeah, I mean, yeah, come on. Packed with people that are awesome. And it's like, they're all like firecrackers going off at once. You don't know what to look at. You don't know where to go. The camera, the editing is insane. PTA is obviously like, you know, finding his groove.
Yeah.
I think he found it already, but my God, you know, the classic, you know, roller coaster ride of the struggle, the ride up to fame, woohoo, up at the peak of success, and then the fucking fall.
Rags to riches to rags.
Just, it's perfect.
Rise and fall of Dirk Diggler.
Yes, Dirk Diggler, you know, played by Mark Wahlberg, of course. If you haven't seen Boogie Nights, shame on you. It's a movie about the porn industry in the 70s and then the 80s. So, yeah.
Somehow even seedier than it is today.
Yeah. No, it is incredible, man. You know, I think every performance is like a knockout. I don't see a weak link anywhere.
I think it's Marky Mark's best work he ever did.
Hands down. Like, not even close to me.
You got the touch.
Burt Reynolds is unbelievable in this. He's like really, really going after it.
He didn't even fucking want to do it.
Nope. Apparently it was apparently the set of this was horrible. Yeah.
The only reason he didn't win an Oscar because he didn't believe in campaigning for it because he thought thought the movie was worthless. God.
Yeah, he like hated Paul Thomas Anderson. Yeah. John C. Reilly. I mean, the first time we see John C. and Mark Wahlberg together, and it's in Boogie Nights, and they say, "How much you bench?" And you know they're just testing each other out.
Same time.
Perfect. You know, you didn't say you needed to do it. You know.
I love when he does the jackknife, and John C. Reilly's like, "Pretty good.
Yeah,
Let me show you what you did wrong."
Yeah. All of them are trying to one up each other in every single thing they do.
Oh yeah.
They
got to know who, like metaphorically, who's got the bigger dick.
Yes.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boogie Nights is a fucking masterpiece.
It's fucking hilarious. And I want to ask you, who's your favorite character?
Oh man, my favorite character in Boogie Nights is Roller Girl.
Oh, Heather Graham.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I mean, gorgeous.
My God.
Stunning. You know, she's so good in this. You know, she's Roller Girl. She's, you know, a character that immediately we see is going to like entice Dirk Diggler into, you know, or Eddie Adams is his real name, into like getting into the industry and like start making movies. And you know,
she's the bait.
Yeah. And she's amazing. You know, always wearing the roller skates. She has that scene later on where she bashes that dude's head, and you're like,
she's my favorite character for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Well, Boogie Nights is it's my number 5 movie.
But like, you know, later on with that scene where she does beat the shit out of the guy and says like, you know, don't like, I'm not worthless or whatever she said.
Yeah,
you feel for her because
the music.
Yeah,
oh, man.
She is a commodity. She's not a person anymore. She lost her humanity by selling her soul to the porn industry.
Yeah.
Because they're doing a fucking bang bus there, just like driving, like, hey, you want to get in here? Like, how fucking degrading.
That's what they're doing for porn now in the 80s. Yeah.
Jesus
it's like,
Christ.
that's where it's fallen.
Video.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Boogie Nights is great. And, like, a hell of a move for Paul Thomas Anderson to have his second movie be a movie about the porn industry. Like, that really could have destroyed his career.
Yeah, and it's like, Boogie Nights is like, the tempo of it is like a fucking Scorsese movie. You're like, whoa, you know, the way it's moving and how dark it gets and how in depth of these characters and how we're seeing them do cocaine, you know, we're seeing them like, you know, wig out and, you know, overdose. And it's just like so brutal and so authentic, but it's this like 20-something-year-old guy.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa.
If that, isn't he like 17 at the beginning of this movie?
Oh, no, I'm talking about PTA.
Oh,
yeah. Eddie Adams is 17.
But
still.
still.
Yeah. In all cylinders, in all it's just, it is a very impressive piece of work. We'll be talking about it more in a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's going to be one of our films we're going to talk about in our Philip Seymour Hoffman episode.
Which brings up my favorite character in the film, which would be Scotty J. Scotty J plays a character who holds holds microphones, holds cameras, just
God.
does some, behind the scenes work for Burt Reynolds' character. And
I don't know if that would be like the best job or the worst job, the boom mic guy for a porn set.
worst, but yeah.
Fuck.
PSH, man, he's just out of this world. Amazing shot, super ballsy shot when PSH first sees Eddie Adams at the pool. And it literally, the screen goes in like a telescope. You're like, what? Who fucking does this? But it works. It works. It just works for that movie, the way it moves, the way it goes. And then he goes and talks to John C. Reilly and Mark Wahlberg. And you're like, wow, the chemistry here. And PSH, it just moves around like a chameleon, like it's nothing. Working with all these people. And he's the like outcast gay guy who's not quite right for the films. I love his character. Love Little Bill, William H. Macy. My God. Of course, very dark path he has where he constantly finds his wife cheating and he ends up shooting himself at the New Year's party. And that's when the movie starts turning to, starts getting dark.
Oh, yeah.
It is unbelievable. It's like poetic, but it's about the porn industry.
It feels like a biopic.
It's unbelievable. Yeah.
It's really amazing.
That's why I say Scorsese. It feels like that kind of like, man, like gritty, like I'm there. I'm here. God, like, or like Francis Ford Coppola with The Godfather. You're like, is this real life? Like the documentary type feel. Yeah, it's amazing. incredible stuff from PTA. Yeah. Well, I'll be talking about him again.
Oh, yeah. We're going to go at that one in length. That's going to be a frequent flyer, I can tell. Boogie Nights is going to come up a lot.
It's just one of those. There's so many people in it, too.
Yeah. So many.
When you're talking about actors, like, well, they were in Boogie Nights.
So many people who were just starting out.
Yeah, and they're all over the place. PTA didn't really have, like, he definitely had his people, but, like, they were so different. So, off the wall. From Don Cheadle to Adam Sandler, it's amazing. Love it.
Remarkable. All right. Number 5.
Here we go.
The Silence of the Lambs.
This is my number 10.
Yeah. So let's talk about this. The first horror movie to ever storm the Oscars.
In fine fashion, winning the big
5.
Yeah.
Remarkable.
Remind the Filmgazm listeners what the Big 5 is.
Big 5 at the Oscars are Best Picture, Best Director, Best Screenplay, Best Actor, Best Actress. Only 3 movies in history have ever won all 5 of those awards.
That would be
1934's It Happened One Night.
Yes.
1975's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and 1991's The Silence of the Lambs. It'll probably never happen again.
Especially with a horror movie.
Especially now, since the Oscars like to spread the wealth.
Yeah.
But this was one of the best movies to ever earn Best Picture. It is a phenomenal watch that still holds up. It's easily the best of the Hannibal Lecter films, like no contest.
Yeah. Not even close.
Anthony Hopkins' greatest performance. One could argue Jodie Foster's greatest
I
performance.
think so. From what I've seen, yeah.
Yeah. Ted Levine, scary as fuck. Buffalo Bill, some kind of freaky like Ed Gein, Ted Bundy hybrid. And it's such a brilliant movie because it really teases you into who the villain is here.
Yeah.
Like,
it's one of the first horror movies that I saw that fucked with my head.
It did. It does. Because Hannibal Lecter is such a likable bad guy. He's a murderer. He's a cannibal. He eats people.
He's like a genius.
He's a genius. You want him to like you.
Yeah.
It's so
fascinating.
I feel like he could talk me into anything. Mm-hmm. It's brilliant.
He still fools me when I watch the movie.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit.
There's times where I'm like, oh yeah, he's the bad guy. I should hate him. But I don't.
God, man.
And their chemistry is so beautiful.
Yeah, you just sometimes find it random. It's so random. It's one of those screenplay by Ted Talley. Just unbelievable work.
Yeah. Have you read the book?
No, not yet.
Not yet. I've read Silence, Red Dragon, and Hannibal.
Yeah.
You forget Hannibal Rising.
Yeah.
I tried to read that book. It's fucking horrible. But it's a great book. It's a perfect adaptation.
I've heard.
And it's just, it's great. It's fantastic.
And like I said earlier, this is the only Best Picture that we both have.
Yeah. From the 90s, I think it's the best.
So the 90s, we would have, Dances with Wolves. We'd have this. We'd have
Unforgiven.
We'd have Schindler's List. We'd have Forrest Gump. We'd have Braveheart.
The English Patient, Titanic.
Shakespeare in Love, American Beauty. So Yeah,
A lot
this
of
is
those-
by far the best one.
A lot
by
of those
far.
didn't deserve it. A lot of those were...
No.
Yeah.
No, I think we could actually go through each year and like quickly choose a different one.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like not that hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they missed a lot. But Silence of the Lambs, like you said, big five.
Oh, yeah.
Earned it. Fucking earned every Oscar it got.
For sure. One of the early episodes of Filmgazm.
Yes.
Did that in like the first 10, I think.
Yeah, we'll revisit it sometime.
Yeah.
And it, like, it'll be one of those movies that just comes up because it's like
Yeah.
It's like one of the, it's like the mecca of psychological horror thriller, just getting at you and creeping the shit out of you.
It's extremely creepy.
It's not the clap or jump scares. It's the like eye to eye.
It's
Fuck.
hand
Who do I
within your
trust?
head.
Yeah.
He's not talking to Clarice. He's talking to you.
Oh, looking straight through your soul.
Oof.
It's beautiful.
Wonderful film.
Beautiful movie. Yeah.
Wonderful.
I knew we'd both have that.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh man, I adore it.
All right.
We've been both making Connor and I have both been making a top 100 this a top 100 films of all time, anything.
Yeah.
And we'll plan on doing something with it with the website podcast later.
Yeah.
But I Silence of the Lambs was one of the first horror movies that just was like, yeah, that's going in there. I know it. I just know it. It's one of those. It's a very special horror movie.
It
for
is.
sure. Yeah, I'm glad. Glad we both had it.
Of course.
So that's your number 5.
Yeah.
So mine was Boogie. Yours was Silence of the Lambs. So all right, number 4. I'm gonna be bringing up Quentin Tarantino here. 1997, Jackie Brown.
Oh, hell yeah.
Ah, yes. Across 110th Street. I love Jackie Brown. I love Pam Grier. I love Quentin Tarantino. I love Robert De Niro. I love Samuel L. Jackson. This movie is kick-ass, to say the least. It's not as, of course, it's the probably least poppy, least go-getter out of all the Tarantino films. The most, laid back.
I think that's because it's based on Elmore Leonard's novel.
Exactly.
Punch.
It's not technically his, so it's not technically Tarantino's.
But he made it his own for damn sure.
Oh, yes, he did. Made his own, and that's, there are some brutal scenes here. It's just for Tarantino, it's a little watered down compared to what we're used to. But I find that to be a sign of the man's genius. I find that to be a sign of his, if he's able to adapt and do that. And Max Cherry is my favorite Tarantino character of all time. That's Robert Forster. Rest in peace, my man.
Yeah.
We love you here at Filmgazm. You're the best part of El Camino. And you're my favorite part of this movie, obviously. I adore Max Cherry. I find this movie, the subtleness of it, the mind, the kind of like lower stakes. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, it's not low, but compare, when like movies are like millions and millions of dollars, this is more just like normal people trying to screw each other over.
Yeah.
I fucking love that. I love that. That's just something. It's so far up my alley. The dialogue is whip fast. Samuel L. is on a different level. AK-47, the gun you need to kill every motherfucker in the room. Absolutely, positively. It's just it's awesome. It's a genius piece of work. I always battle with that one and my next one that I'll bring up for my favorite Tarantino movie. It's a constant battle in my mind.
Oh, I bet.
Number 4 for you.
Number 4 for me is Martin Scorsese's masterpiece, 1990's Goodfellas.
I do not have.
Wow.
Goodfellas.
Wow. Okay. Wasn't expecting that.
That's the one. Yeah.
Fuck.
Because you said 5. That was the one.
Wow.
That's what I was talking about.
Damn.
Yeah. No Goodfellas.
Wow.
For me.
Well, Goodfellas is one of my favorite crime thrillers of all time. I think it's a fantastic biopic.
Oh, yes.
It's, of course, as I said, Scorsese's masterpiece. It's a film that should have taken Best Picture
Oh,
in
my God.
1990.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Hands down, it's leagues better than Dances with Wolves.
Oh, yeah.
No contest.
They're not even the same. Yeah. It's not even the same sport.
Ain't no fucking ballpark.
Yeah.
It's this true story of Henry Hill, a half Irish, half Italian gangster who got in deep with a crime family in New York and eventually screwed himself so bad he had to get out by ratting them all out. And this is his story of the mob. It was the first glimpse that we ever got into the real inner workings of the mafia through Nicholas Pileggi's novel Wise Guy. And him and Scorsese adapted the book into Goodfellas and created one of the most enduring gangster flicks of all time. A true masterpiece. And so fucking gritty.
Oh my God, yeah.
Amazing soundtrack that just takes you from fucking Tony Bennett all the way to fucking Sid Vicious.
Yes,
it's insane.
yes. Absurdity.
Oh, wonderful. De Niro, one of his best performances. Joe Pesci's best work ever.
Definitely.
Ray Liotta's best work.
Definitely.
And just, yeah, so many little moments in this movie. Wonderful.
Yeah, Scorsese's, like you said, his masterpiece. Yeah, no, Goodfellas is definitely right there. It's right outside of my top 10. I knew you were going to be shocked by that. But I'm not as big of I love his work, but I'm not as big of a fan, I think, as you are.
Yeah.
Where you know, I find the Wes Anderson and the Paul Thomas, you know, that's where I think Scorsese is more up your alley.
Yeah. Yeah.
But not to say that I don't love Goodfellas. And I agree with you 100%. It is just light years ahead of Dances with Wolves. That is one of the biggest stupid upsets.
Yeah.
I'd say right behind Brokeback and Crash. Just like, what the fuck are y'all thinking? Yeah. Did y'all see the same movie? Did y'all watch the same shit that we did? Because, yeah, Goodfellas is, like, thrilling as hell. Like, it's just up and down and up and down. And, you know, cocaine-induced. You know, it's just nuts. It's nuts. My one complaint about Goodfellas is Ray Liotta.
Really?
Not a fan. Obviously his best work. But I just don't think he's up to par with all the other guys. And sometimes it's, like, distracting.
Well, I mean, you put Ray Liotta in a movie with Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci,
yeah,
he is gonna outshine nobody.
Yeah,
but
that's my point. Is maybe choose somebody
I get that,
else.
but I think he does hold his own.
Yeah,
I think I don't like Ray Liotta in pretty much anything else. Like, this is kind of it for me.
Yeah.
But I like him because he's not supposed to be the tough guy.
Mm-hmm.
De Niro is the tough guy. Pesci is the crazy guy.
Yeah.
Liotta is the in over his head guy.
Yes.
He's the guy who doesn't realize until it's too late that this is not a good life. He's a cokehead most of the movie. That's the guy who's
tripping out, thinking shit's up.
And he plays a strung out fuckhead really well. So for me, yeah, I think Liotta was the perfect guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a fan of his. Like you said, I don't like him in anything else, and I don't know. I'm not quite sure if I think he is holding his own against. That's just my opinion. You know, I've seen it a lot. Yeah, you know, it's one of those. But it's like right there. That's if I'm critiquing it. If I had something wrong with it, like, but there really is nothing wrong with Scorsese's Goodfellas.
Every movie in my top 10 is a 10, 100%.
Same.
Yeah.
And honestly, I could have 15 10s. This is a couple I cut out, including Goodfellas, that I'd probably count as a 10. I'd give Goodfellas a 9 or a 10. Yeah, for sure. Fucking Christ, good movies. So that was your 4?
Yes.
Shit. All right. So my number 3, like I said, I bring up Tarantino again. That'd be 1994's Pulp Fiction.
Holy shit, that is also my number 3.
All right. Perfect. You know.
Wow.
We talked about Shawshank is gonna be your number 2. We talked about that. You know, it's from the same year as Pulp Fiction. I think Shawshank should have won Best Picture and all that, but Pulp Fiction is like for the people. You know, it's like for the culture. You know.
Yeah. It's probably the most
shit.
It's one of the most significand films of the 90s. It kind of defines the 90s.
Yeah, when I think 90s, I'm like Pulp. Yeah, Pulp. Tarantino, like just, you know, mastermind.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I battle with this and Jackie Brown. Reservoir Dogs didn't quite find a spot in my top 10.
It was tough.
Very tough.
It was tough to cut out.
Love Reservoir Dogs. Love all of Tarantino's early work. My God. Yeah, Pulp Fiction, so special. You know, we talked about, you know, that was our first Weird Shit Wednesday with Tarantino, episode 5. We talked about in depth all the movies, and I think we talked about Pulp Fiction probably the longest. It's that one. It's that one that you can point to. Everybody loves it. The writing is awesome. He got a screenplay win at the Oscars.
Hell yeah.
The acting. I mean, who's your favorite Pulp Fiction? Is it John Travolta? Is it Vincent Vega or
as
who's
of
yours?
Now? Yes, it's Vincent Vega.
Yeah, I think it's mine too.
Because I just love seeing John Travolta play a badass.
Yeah, on the hair. Yeah, it's all
before he lost it all again with
again. Yeah,
Battlefield Earth.
Yeah.
But Pulp Fiction Travolta is the fucking bomb. And his chemistry with Sam Jackson is flawless. Every scene they're in is electrifying. And it's all dialogue. It's just, all of his movies are so dialogue heavy because he's the master at just people shooting the shit.
Yeah, because
they're not saying anything.
He's been there, you know? Yeah. You know, we actually talked about, we talked about like our favorite scenes from Pulp Fiction. And my favorite chunk is the Gemp, you know? That's what it's not that part in particular, but the whole build up to that is like, oh my God.
Motherfucker.
So you got Butch, Bruce Willis going back, you know, like
the watch. Oh.
Well, yeah, I mean, and fucking Vincent Vega's there.
Bedside table.
On the toilet.
On the kangaroo.
Yeah, you know, yeah, like you said, he goes, but Ving Rhames sees him, motherfucker. They get on the street, they're both limping, shooting. It's just nutty, you know? And you're just like, Tarantino thought of this in his fucking mind. And actually did it. You know, there's been times where I'm daydreaming, like, oh, what, you know, thinking about stuff. No, he did it. Like, he put those wild-ass, wacky, dark visions, and he puts them on the screen. And I can't thank him enough for it, because it's like, I like weirdly relate to this. It's like, I love this storytelling. Don't know how to explain that, but I do. Pulp Fiction is so fucking important to the culture. Like you said, it's like the 90s staple. It's that one. It's right in the middle of the 90s, right? Smack dab.
I think that if
perfect.
If Tarantino had never done Pulp Fiction, he never would have become Quentin Tarantino.
Nope.
It never would have happened.
I think he knows that.
He would have had Reservoir Dogs, and then that probably would have been it. But Pulp Fiction cemented him in...
Like if Jackie Brown would have been in his second film?
No, it wouldn't have worked out. Pulp Fiction put him in pop culture forever. And it just proved to everybody that this guy is going to be one of the greats.
Oh, and it allowed him to do Jackie Brown.
Yeah,
and then allowed him to do Kill Bill.
Yeah, it gave him the clout to do whatever the fuck he wanted.
Proof, yeah.
Amazing.
And he's like, hey, you know what? I want to make a World War II movie where things go a little bit differently. Hey, I want to make a movie about slavery that goes a little bit differently.
Hey, I'm gonna fuck up the Manson family.
Yeah. Hey, I want to do. Yeah. Hey, yeah. It's just genius. Hey, I want to make a Western where we're like in the same house the whole time. How does that sound? Any studio, yeah. And that's just it. It's Tarantino.
Yeah. My God.
Do what you hear. Here's money. Yeah. He's that guy. Yeah. And like we like rely on him to do this. He's that good. He's done it 9 times now. They were like, you need to bring it every time. Like we expect greatness.
Oh, for sure.
And I love him.
He's yet to disappoint.
Pulp Fiction is the shit.
It is the shit. It's a movie you could throw on at any time and just dive right into.
God damn.
You get lost in it. It's amazing. It's so funny and it's so fucked up, but it's so great.
Yeah. I'm like when I talk about it, I'm like I want to go home and watch it.
I know, right?
Or like we quoted all the goddamn time. You know, we quoted earlier talking about I don't know Boogie Nights or something. We were saying not in the same ballpark, not in the same league. Yeah, you know. Or we were talking about Sounds of Lambs. We were talking about the other movies how they're not in the same. Yeah. Stratosphere. Yeah, Pulp Fiction, man. Just wicked important to the 90s. Wicked important to movie lovers like us. It's one of those that you see. Same with Shawshank, where I'm like, oh, movies are good. Okay, cool. You know, let's find out what else. I actually saw Reservoir Dogs first. I saw that when I was like 14, and I was like, holy shit, you know. And then I saw Pulp Fiction right away after, you know.
Yeah.
I'm glad it went that way for me. I know a lot of people probably saw Pulp first because it's the mecca. It's the big one.
I saw Kill Bill 2 first.
Wow.
I said that before the
That's
podcast.
amazing. I love that. I love that. It's always cool to
I
hear
didn't know
that.
what the fuck was going on, but I was like, this is pretty cool. And then I just backtracked from there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You just get.
I was like 10.
fucking-
I was like 10 or 11. My mom didn't want me watching Kill Bill 1 because it was very violent. And my uncle took it upon himself to introduce me to Tarantino. I think we started with Pulp Fiction, then we went to Reservoir Dogs, then Jackie Brown. We just worked our way through it, and I became a fan immediately.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah. We did the same thing with the Coen Brothers. Those were the early days when I didn't know what the hell was going on. I didn't know any of this shit. And then it just became my entire life.
Yeah. And here we are. Yeah. With it ranked at number 3 on our top 10 90s list.
Hell yeah.
And it ain't fucking moving. All right. So remind me where we're at. We have 3 for both of us, Pulp Fiction.
Yep.
And we know your 2 is Shawshank. Okay, then I know what your 1 is. It's obvious because my number 2 is the same thing. That'd be the Coens. The Big Lebowski.
Fucking hell.
1998.
Damn it. Well, this is anticlimactic, but yeah, that's my number one.
It was obvious. It was like, oh, okay. Where was that fucker? There it is. That's crazy.
Yeah.
My 2-year one. All right.
I had a feeling that was coming.
So that leaves my one. Well, that's last. Yeah, The Big Lebowski. Holy shit. We've talked about Shawshank. We've had a lot of overlap here. That's great.
I knew it was going to happen.
We knew it was going to happen. So we've had 4, I believe. Silence of the Lambs,
Yeah.
Shawshank,
Yeah.
Pulp, and Lebowski.
Yep.
Knew those were coming.
Fucking hell.
Well, The Big Lebowski.
The Big Lebowski.
How do we... Episode 25.
Yeah.
That was our Weird Shit Wednesday.
On the Coens.
Talked about every movie that they've done.
And we
watched all of them.
We did, yeah.
It was like homework.
It was intense.
But it was fun, like pretty much the entire time. Almost the entire time.
And we will eventually be doing something on just Lebowski. It's one of those movies that we Jesus
we gotta
unpack that shit.
You know Roger Deakins filmed this movie?
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
The guy who did 1917, who is the cinematographer for 1917. Big Lebowski.
Well, I did not know that.
There's a reason Lebowski stands as strong as it does. And I think people don't quite know what it is. They don't know what to say. A lot of like bros have it like in their dorm room. And you're like, fuck, I don't want to be associated with those guys. So you're like, what is it that I love about it? What is it? Is it, the symbolism? Is it just the acting? Is it just the dialogue? And I'm like, you know what? It's fundamentally made pretty much perfectly. The way it's filmed, the way it's shot, the way it moves is stellar. Like, and it's so out there. It's like, unlike any of these other movies I have, it's like, it feels like, it's like an acid trip. It's like, what is going on? But I love it. I'm on board. I'm on board every time. I don't care. Or right when I see these guys in the bowling alley and I see them with their Miller Lights and smoking cigarettes, I'm like, I'm just so in. And I'm so convinced that this is real. This is like a real place, real time and place, And I love going there, man. I love The Big Lebowski so much. Obviously, it's your number one, so take it away, man.
All right. Lebowski, I watched it for the first time at a beach house with my parents. And I don't think I've ever laughed harder in my life. I couldn't believe that what this movie was. I've watched it maybe 100 times since.
Yeah.
It is hilarious. I think it's because the stakes are non-existent. This movie has nothing going on, but it's so perfect to watch these idiots just flounder on this ridiculous quest for fuck all. You got the dude, just this lazy pothead bowler who's in over his head because he wanted his rug back. That's what this whole thing's about.
Yeah.
Because some dickhead broke into his apartment and pissed on his rug.
Yeah, and he was like stoned and he was like, fuck.
And his best friend is this nut job, Walter Sobchak, who takes this really personally.
Both our favorite Coen character of all time.
Maybe my favorite movie character of all time ever.
Period, yeah.
Yeah. John Goodman is a goddamn national treasure because of Walter Sobchak.
Yes. See what happens? Yeah.
Were you listening to the dude's story, Donnie? Were you listening to the dude's story?
You're like a child wandering.
Life does not stop and start at your convenience, you miserable piece of shit. Goddamn. Oh,
it's unbelievable.
God.
Yeah.
Walter's the man. And then on top of that, you've got Steve Buscemi as Donnie, his coolest third
supporting
friend.
Cast. Yeah. John Turturro as
Julianne
Jesus.
Moore, David Huddleston, John Polito, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Flea.
Yeah.
It's fucking, oh my God. Peter Stormare. It never stops. And it's a movie that will never stop because it's so pointless. It's smoking pot. It's what you see when you smoke pot. That's what happens.
Yeah. It moves like nothing else.
No.
The Big Lebowski is, it's just like a haze. Even, like you said, I've seen it like 100 times too. It's like I forget the order of things.
I know, right?
Because you're like, fuck, man. It's so good. So damn good.
It's like you're down the rabbit hole with the dude. You don't know what the fuck's going on. You don't know why the fuck anything's going on.
Yeah.
All you know is that all the dude ever wanted was his rug back.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite movies, and it's an absolute masterpiece. and it's the Coens' masterpiece.
Yeah, it's my favorite Coens. Yeah,
Their follow-up to Fargo. Like, what the fuck? It made nothing, but it's become maybe the greatest cult movie of all time.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
We got to do a full episode on Lebowski at some point.
I
got so much to unpack.
I get so excited whenever it gets brought up. Yeah, oh man. And I love how many shirts I see. Like I work at a huge grocery store, so I'll see all kinds of people, all ages, and I love how many shirts I see. Like Dude Abides, or like I love that. I love how many people this movie has touched, and it's always like, yeah, man, like I love that movie. Like it's so much fun, It's just like a positive part of their life, and I feel that way too. It like touches me in such like a unique way.
Well, one of my favorite parts about it is that like the dude he's a good guy. He's a good friend.
Just a dude, yeah, just normal good. Yeah.
Like his landlord who comes to him and says like, "Hey, I'm doing my dance thing at this theater, and I really appreciate it if you went there." Yeah. In the middle of all his crazy shit, he goes there to support his friend. He's like, "Yeah, I told him I'd be there, so I'm there."
Yeah,
I love it. Even Walter, he just keeps him around. I think because Walter doesn't have any friends.
You're a travesty, man.
Yeah.
But he's like, who else is he gonna hang out? He'll be really lonely. He'll lose his mind if he can't talk to me about his fake ass Vietnam stories. It's great. It's great.
Well, there's not a literal connection, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, phenomenal movie. I couldn't say enough.
Wondrous.
Yeah.
Wondrous. Oh man. Well, that leaves just my number one. You know what it is.
Oh yes.
It's 1999. Directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. Written by Paul Thomas Anderson. Magnolia. Magnolia is the most pretentious up its ass movie of all time. I'm okay with. I can admit that. I think every performance is a knockout. Tom Cruise at his best. PSH subtly at his best somehow without even. He's like you don't even notice him. Jason Robards just before he died. And Jason Robards would hang out and talk with Pete a lot, right, during this movie when they're off, the camera's not rolling anymore.
Jason Robards was a big 60s actor. He was Cheyenne in Once Upon a Time in the West.
Yeah, big time actor. Also a Navy veteran. A lot of the stuff that happens in The Master, which is, Paul Thomas Anderson's masterpiece from 2012, he used a lot of the stories that Robards told him as he was dying, filming Magnolia. His Navy stories for Joaquin Phoenix's character.
My God.
He was a Navy veteran. Very cool.
Wow.
Very cool piece of Magnolia. Magnolia is like this gem that I found so many little things that are so cool about it. And it's so big. It's this epic 3-hour, monster movie about everything. It brings up so much, so regret, love.
It's about life.
Yeah. Just abuse, money. I mean, everything. Like, life. It's one of those things. I think when you saw it for the first time, like just a month ago or a couple months
roughly,
ago, you were like, yeah, I see why it's your favorite. Like, it's definitely. I like movies that bring it up. Bring things up from the surface and like, let's see what's going on and ask those questions. I'll point out to give if you haven't seen Magnolia, here's how I would sell you on it. Because I watched this scene earlier today. Because I love Magnolia and I watch those scenes. I watch scenes from it a lot. So Tom Cruise is this wild character who's, extremely misogynistic and thinks that he can essentially control women to get what he wants.
Respect
the cock, tame the cunt. Oh, sorry. That was...
Yeah, he's a fuckhead.
Yeah. That's like his actual motto. So so he's being interviewed, and he's like a wild dog.
Yeah.
Literally, he's doing that, his hair's long. He was nominated for an Oscar here. I think he should have gotten it. He's amazing. He immediately, turns on this weird energy because he knows this woman is talking to him, interviewing him about his respect the cock, tame the cunt. It's like this huge thing he sells at conferences, and it's this motto and these books.
He's the Tony Robbins of misogyny.
Yeah. And watching Tom Cruise from that, you watch him being interviewed to later in the film. He's confronting his father, who's passing away. What's happening in between is stuff with all these other characters, But I always, when I think about Magnolia, I think about that storyline.
Yeah.
The storyline of Frank T.J. Mackey, just, man, it is.
It was raw. I was not expecting
extremely
that kind of
raw
power from Tom Cruise.
So PSH is not supposed to be in that shot.
Really?
But he was like freaking out because he didn't know what Tom Cruise was going to do.
So he just got really emotional. Because
and he just stood there.
Wow.
He just stood there. Like, he's supposed to like leave. He's supposed to leave the room.
Oh my God. He's
supposed to like go get something or something from like the kitchen. But he like stays right there. And he's like this. You can see him at one point. You can see him in the shot. Because he's like, oh my God. Like, Tom Cruise turned something else on. And so there's moments like that in Magnolia where I'm like, you can just tell. Julianne Moore, some may say she's overacting. I disagree. That's fine. That's fine to believe that. I think she's a wonderful performer.
I don't know if she's overacting. I just hate her character.
That's fine too. Yeah. Well, yeah, she's
crazy.
She's insane. Yeah, she's lost. William H. Macy, come on.
He was sad.
Yeah. Who else, man? I mean, this movie's powerful. John C. Reilly is the cop. Unbelievable scenes with him. I love the like narrating that he's doing. And he's saying, like, oh, if I can just be, do one good deed, per day, then that's a good day. He's just talking to himself, getting himself through the day as a cop.
I love the opener of Ricky Jay talking about the crazy ass stories of people who died.
Oh my God, the intro?
Circumstances. The intro is incredible.
The intro that has Patton Oswalt in it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that intro is great. Where, Greenberry Hill has the, oh, this must be one of those things. Oh, it is not that. Yeah.
I was immediately like, what kind of movie is this?
Yeah, you get the chill. Whoa, yeah. It's just a cool, I remember, whenever I show that to people, they're like, fuck, like, what a captivating intro. It really is. It kind of holds on to those themes the whole time, of this intertwining and how we all are connected. We're all part of the human race, and we all have these struggles that are actually pretty similar if we just talk about them.
Yeah.
And then there's a finale that is just fucking off the wall. Completely out there. Yeah, I highly suggest. This just came on Netflix recently.
Yes, it did.
Along with The Master. Paul Thomas Anderson is my guy. He's my favorite director, favorite writer ever, hands down. Like, I adore the man. And Magnolia is always going to be my favorite movie of all time. Not just from the 90s, but ever. I don't see how it's going to get past. I connect with it far too heavy. And I find things new. And I just absolutely adore Amy Mann's soundtrack. Amy Mann, Fiona Apple, Paul Thomas Anderson, those 90s cats they're a different breed. The creativity that was going on at that time is just right up my alley. Right up, for me, it's what I connect with. I'm a part of that audience, and I'm like proud to be. I love PTA. As arrogant, as pretentious as he comes across, I love his work. And that's what we're here to talk about. It's the movies, so.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah, Magnolia's my number one. So do you want to go back over?
Yeah.
Back over our 10 here? What a fucking decade.
I know, right? Fuck, this was hard.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, I'll give my 10 and then you. All right, so my 10 was Silence of the Lambs, 1991. Number 9, Menace to Society, 1993. Number 8, Slacker, 1991. Number 7, Bottle Rocket, 1996. Number 6, Shawshank Redemption, 1994. Number 5, Boogie Nights, 1997. Number 4, Jackie Brown, 1997. Number 3, Pulp Fiction, 1994. Number 2, The Big Lebowski, 1998. And number 1, Magnolia, 1999.
Fantastic. And mine was number 10, The Mummy. Number 9, Toy Story. Number 8, Army of Darkness. Number 7, Mars Attacks. Number 6, Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Number 5, The Silence of the Lambs. Number 4, Goodfellas. Number 3, Pulp Fiction. Number 2, The Shawshank Redemption. And number 1, The Big Lebowski. Those are our top 10 favorite films of the 1990s. Enough said. We will be doing the 80s in due time.
Yeah, man, that's gonna be a lot of fun. And then we'll follow it up at some point with the 70s.
Yeah, and that's probably where we'll stop because the 60s and on, we have so much more we have to see before we can make that call.
just off the top of your head, how many 60s films do you think you've seen?
Less
altogether?
than 20.
Yeah, I was gonna guess 20 to 25.
Yeah, I'm not confident.
And I don't remember. Yeah. I probably remember like 12 of them really well.
I got to really...
So yeah, but the 70s, different story. Seen a lot.
Yes.
80s, way different story. So yeah,
I've seen too many.
We're very,
80s.
very confident on the 70s and 80s. Very excited about that. Be on the lookout for those. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I encourage people to look back in the 90s because it's so hard to order them.
Yeah.
And figure out which ones are like actually important to you. You know, like Jurassic Park, man. I thought about that one for a long time. Goodfellas. Fuck. I mean, Before Sunrise by Linklater. They're just, The Matrix, Fight Club. You know.
I was really surprised you didn't have Fight Club.
Yeah, it's my second favorite from 1999, which was a special year. But I don't know. It's hard. I mean, it's just
really
tough.
struggled with As Good as It Gets. I really wanted to put that one.
Hilarious and just
I love that
touching.
movie.
Yeah. Jack Nicholson is amazing.
The Lion King. There was a lot of animated I had that I had to cut.
Had to just look at. Yeah, just be like, all right, here we go.
My God.
So tough.
I can't believe I didn't have Back to the Future Part 3.
Yeah.
That was 1990.
I thought that was going to be like 1 year back ones. Yeah, I thought it was going to be like 8, 9, or 10 for you.
But I had to make a call.
It's fucking hard.
It's really hard, but you've got to kill your darlings. That's the beauty of the top 10. You've got to be definitive. Mm-hmm. And I think we were pretty definitive.
Hell yeah.
We've done 3 of these so far, and these are just a fucking blast.
They're a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to just kind of, rehash, like, in your own mind, like, what you love.
Yeah.
And yeah, again, comparing The Big Lebowski to Shawshank, it's just so much fun. So much fun to do that. And, like, look at it in your head, you're like, well, which one's for me? You know, it doesn't mean, like, you have to agree, you know? Like, obviously, The Big Lebowski is very important to both of us.
Yeah.
And so is Pulp Fiction. But I don't quite feel as strongly about Shawshank as you do. I love that. I love that there's like those little differences, and that's what makes you a little bit different as a fan.
Yeah.
And that's why we should talk about them, is because we're all different.
Exactly.
And that's kind of the point of this, is to see what we can do.
And see who we are at our core. These movies define who we are very much.
Oh, yeah. I also, real quick, I talked to you about this. I made a mistake.
Here we go.
I made a mistake with my 2010s. I've talked about Paul Thomas Anderson a lot. I didn't have The Master in my top 10 from the past decade, from the 2010s. I recently watched it again because we're talking about Philip Seymour Hoffman soon on our Weird Shit Wednesday. What number will that be?
Episode 50.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
50.
PSH is 50. Yeah, so when we do that, obviously we'll talk about The Master a lot because he's great in it. I cannot believe I didn't have that in my top 10. I don't know what took me so long to find out how much I loved about, I think this is like my 4th or 5th time watching it all the way through. I saw it in theaters when I was 17. I'll say it went over my head.
Yeah.
Went way over my head. It is a intellectual film, and at 17, I just wasn't there yet as a movie fan. I am there now, though, as far as being a fan of his and really, really trying to find what it is that everybody's like, oh my God, that's his best movie, The Master, The Master. And I'm like, all right, like, if this is my favorite guy. I even wrote, maybe a little less than a year ago, I wrote a top 5 Paul Thomas Anderson. I didn't even have The Master in my top 5 PTA. I had Magnolia, There Will Be Blood, Boogie Nights, Punch Drunk Love, and Inherent Vice. No. It would be Magnolia, There Will Be Blood, The Master, Boogie Nights, Punch Drunk Love. That's just how I feel now. And I'm kind of upset that I did that I probably should have watched it again before he did that, because that was the one I felt shaky about. It was like my number 12 or something. I had it just outside the top 10. But now, I just want to clear the air. But this is what's good about doing the top 100, is it's like a running thing.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about those later. But yeah, I would insert it now for sure. If we redid that, that would be the only thing. But the 2000s, when I listened to it back, I was like, I feel so strongly about those. And for the rest of the 2010s, I feel very strongly about. So yeah, I would have to take one out and put that in. That's just how it goes sometimes when you rewatch something and give it that second chance.
Yeah, sometimes a second chance can be the defining moment, really.
I think you said, what movie was it? What Coen movie was it that you said it was like 4 or 5 times?
Blood Simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched the first time I liked that. I didn't get it. And the first time I watched it, I didn't get it. I didn't like it, and I wrote it off. Second time, I was like, this isn't bad. Third time, I was like, this is fucking awesome. This is a masterpiece. Yeah. And I think it was because I wasn't intellectually ready to deal with it.
Yeah, like, and The Master talks about pretty intense stuff.
I saw Blood Simple when I was like 16, and I'm like, this kind of sucks.
There you go.
I watched it again in college, and I'm like, this is pretty good.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta go through some shit to appreciate some stuff. It's the way it works.
Yeah. Well, in The Master, I think I needed to know what like alcohol like did to your body, because that movie definitely dives deep into alcoholism. You know, I think there's things you kind of have to like know or go through or I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Just like you said, experience. Just kind of, but yeah, I just want to say that, you know, been talking about PTA a lot, I guess, during this 90s one. I was just wondering, yeah, I mean, I'm always rewatching things to give it another go. I think that's important. Even if you like it a lot, see if you don't like it as much as, you know.
I've had that too.
Sometimes I'll watch a movie that I'm like, oh, I love this movie, and I'm like, actually,
that's a bummer moment, but it does happen.
Yeah, occasionally. But yeah, that's the beauty of it. You just keep going, keep watching.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us on this awesome bonus episode.
That was a blast.
Stay tuned for Blade this Wednesday, another movie that I had a difficulty not putting in my top 10.
Hey, great movie. And then, yeah, the bonus for that one, we won't spoil it yet. I also had a hard time.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Our bonus for Blade is Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
And it's so tough to leave off.
Yeah. So we'll see you next Wednesday.
Can't wait.
Bye-bye.